Hello everyone! Welcome po ulit sa ating Math Isip YouTube channel where we offer free Tagalog mathematics tutorial. So in our lesson for today, we are going to talk about types of data. So our objectives is at the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the importance of data collection and also you will be able to identify the types of data. So this is the first fundamental topics when it comes to statistics. So if you're ready, let us now begin. Okay, to start with our discussions, let's have some focus questions first. Okay, I have here a series of questions. The first one is, have you ever counted something or looked for patterns before? What do I mean? Halimbawa po yung inyong mga grades. Have you ever kept track of your grades to see if you're improving? What did you notice? Tinitingnan po ba natin ang ating mga performance doon po sa ating card? Makikita po natin kung nag-i-improve po tayo throughout the quarters. Next one, imagine your teacher is choosing a theme for a class party. How could your teacher find out which theme everyone likes the most? Halimbawa po ay Christmas party. Okay, para malaman ng teacher kung anong gusto ng mga students na theme, kulay, decorations, and other designs para sa kanilang Christmas party, pwedeng magtanong muna siya sa mga students by asking them to vote for a specific theme. Ganun po ang pwede niyang gawin para ma-identify kung ano talaga ang gusto ng lahat. Next one, have you ever thought about how companies know which products are popular or how YouTube recommends videos for you? Okay, uso na po ngayon yung mga online surveys. So, in here, companies decides kung ano po ang mas magandang product na pwede nilang ibenta. They also have some ratings kung saan makikita ng mga companies kung nagiging effective ba yung mga binibenta nila or kailangan nilang i-improve. Also on YouTube, meron din po tayong tinatawag na analytics. Here, YouTube analyzes kung ano po yung behavior at kung paano po nag-i-interact ang mga viewers para alam nila kung ano yung mga content na i-recommend nila sa mga viewers. Okay, bakit po natin tinatanong ang mga questions na ito? These questions are all related to our lesson on statistics. Lahat po yan ay may kinalaman sa statistics. Ano po ba ang statistics? Okay, let's read the definition. Statistics is a branch of mathematics that involves collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data to help us make informed decision. Okay, so take note po, madami tayong process dito. We have the first one, collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting. Ano po yung kino-collect, ino-organize, ina-analyze at ini-interpret natin? Walang iba kundi data. Ito po yung pinakamahalagang bagay when it comes to statistics, no? Kung walang data, hindi po magkakaroon ng statistics. Alright, ano po ba ang data? Ito ang topic natin. Ang focus natin ngayon is data. So data refers to information such as facts and numbers used to analyze something or to make decision. It can come in various forms such as numbers, words, measurements, or observations, and is often used to gain insights, answer questions, or solve a problem. No, para madali nyong maintindihan, let's use your classroom setting. No? Sa loob ng classroom, ano po yung mga kinokollect ng teacher na data? Okay, first, una pa lang, nagkakaroon na tayo ng attendance checking. Ano po yung kinokollect dito? Siyempre, yung mga pangalan ng students na present for the day. So we can use those names. We can also use numbers, no? Numbers like the number of students na pumapasok sa isang araw, we have to take note of those para alam namin kung ano yung mga dapat nating gawin para sa mga students na hindi pumapasok. At the same time, we also collect your scores, no? These are numbers. The performances you have done or you have made throughout the activities na binibigay ng mga teachers, no? Ang mga ito ay kino-collect natin, ino-organize natin, ina-analyze, tsaka ini-interpret ng mga teachers para makagawa tayo ng decisions. Okay? What kind of decisions? Para alam namin kung sino po ang papasa sa subject at kung sino po yung mga kailangan pa ng mga interventions. So these are all parts of what we call statistics. Okay, now that we know the meaning of data, let's now move on to the importance of data. Bakit po mahalaga ang data? Okay, I have here five importance of data that we can discuss. Pero madami pa po, no? I only have here five importances. Okay, the first one is it helps us make decisions. Ito po yung pinaka-goal ng statistics, which is to make a sound decision. Halimbawa po, data provides the information we need to make better choices. Examples, we have here, ano po ito? Okay, yes, it's the weather forecast. No? Bakit po tayo nagkakaroon ng weather forecast? To inform the people kung anong mangyayari or kung ano yung magiging weather natin the following day or the following days, no? So, Pag-asa provides weather forecast to help people make decisions about their daily activities. In the first place, ano po ba yung mga data na kinokollect ng Pag-asa? Some of them are the amount of rain, no? Yung temperature or the heat index, no? Ano pa po? Yung wind pressure or yung wind signal. Lahat po 'yon ay kinokollect nila, ina-analyze nila, ino-organize nila, at pre-present nila, ini-interpret nila so that people will understand and people can make decisions kung sa tingin ng mga tao, magdadala pa ba sila ng payong? What else? Is it safe for them to travel pag may bagyo? Like the seafarers or fishermen, kung may gale warning, safe ba na mag-travel sila through the sea? Lahat po yun ay nakakatulong para makagawa tayo ng desisyon. Okay? So that's the first importance. Okay, next importance of data is reveals patterns and trends. So data allows us to see what happens often or changes over time. Halimbawa po ay sa sports, no? So a sports team might notice that they perform better in games after a particular type of practice, no? By tracking yung mga scores nila sa kanilang mga laro and training routines, pwedeng makatulong ito para ma-identify nila kung ano yung best na practice nila. Pwedeng practice nila is sa umaga and then sa hapon, and makikita nila na ito ay nakakatulong through the scores na nakukuha nila during the games. This pattern helps them improve their game strategy. Okay, another importance of data is to supports fairness and accuracy. So data ensures decisions are based on facts and not guesses. Halimbawa po, usong-uso ngayon ang fake news. Okay? Paano po tayo makakaiwas sa fake news? Well, you can have fact-checking. Fake news spreads false information but accurate data helps us uncover the truth. Paano po tayo mag-fact check? Pag may nakita tayong fake news or kahina-hinalang information, pwede nating i-search muna. Maghanap tayo ng sources na valid, like for example, yung mga legitimate surveys or official reports, para ma-ensure na tayo ay tama before we spread false information to others, no? This prevents unfair biases or decisions based on unverified information. Next importance of data is to solve problems. Data helps us find solutions by understanding the problem better, no? Ito po ang isa sa pinakamahalagang gamit ng data. It is used to solve problems, like for example, ito po, traffic. Ito po ang isang number one na problem sa Pilipinas. A city might use traffic data to decide where to build a new road to reduce congestion. Ibig sabihin, the government collects traffic data from mga cameras natin or GPS or the reports to figure out kung ano po yung mga parts na congested or madaming traffic jam. Yun po yung ina-analyze nila. And based on this data, makakagawa tayo ng mga decisions. The government officials can create solutions like building a new roads, no? Alternate route, o di kaya ay changing traffic light patterns to reduce traffic jams. Yun po yung kahalagahan ng data. All right, the last importance of data that I'm going to present is it is used everywhere. Okay, bakit po? Data is essential in school, business, medicine, sports, and technology, and even in other areas po sa ating buhay, no? Halimbawa, in hospitals, in clinics or laboratories, doctors use medical data to diagnose illnesses, no? If they notice a pattern in this data, kung may mga pattern dyan, it helps them quickly identify kung ano yung condition ng isang pasyente. And this could actually save lives, no? They can also make medicines or any treatment na makakatulong sa mga may sakit. What else? While companies use sales data to improve their products, ang mga companies na gumagawa ng products, iba't ibang klase ng products, they also rely on data para mas ma-improve pa nila kung ano yung binibenta nila na mas makakatulong sa mga customers. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 5 importances of data. Madami pa po actually. We just cite here a few examples. Sabi nga nila, data is the new oil. Kasi ang data sa panahon ngayon, yun na po yung pinaka-importanteng commodity na kailangan natin sa ating society. So, ganun po kahalaga ang data. Okay, let's now move to the types of data. We have here, first one is the qualitative data. Qualitative data describes qualities, characteristics, or categories and cannot be measured in numbers, no? Basing from the word quality, okay? It answers questions like what kind or which type. Examples po ng qualitative data ay, ito po, favorite colors of students, mga kulay. Like for example, red, blue, and other colors in the color wheel. What else? Types of pets like dog, cat, and bird. No? Lahat ito ay sinasagot niya yung question na what kind or which type. And lastly, we can also have levels of satisfaction. Kung nagsusurvey po sila, sometimes we have this kind of questions whether we are satisfied, we are dissatisfied, or neutral, nasa gitna lang. Okay? So usually ganito po yung mga qualitative metrics na ginagamit. The second one is what we call the quantitative data. Okay? Quantitative data represents quantities or amounts and can be measured or counted. Pwede pong bilangin. It always answers the questions how much or how many. Okay, dapat numerical po siya, no? Numerical, numbers lang. Examples po ay height of students in centimeters. Okay, what else? Number of books on the shelves. Kasi nabibilang mo naman yung books sa shelves. What else? Temperature in degrees Celsius. Ito po, we can actually read the temperature by the numbers, no? So all of these are all quantitative data. Okay, now that you have an idea on these two types of data, the qualitative and quantitative data, you can answer this exercise, no? For each scenario or statement below, identify whether the data provided is qualitative by writing L or quantitative by writing N. So, pwede nyo pong i-pause ang video na ito and then try to answer this on your paper, then you can come back to see the answers. Okay, I hope you are now ready to see the answers. Let's see. The first one, number 1, is identifying the color of each car in the parking lot. Ano po ito? Qualitative or quantitative? So, color po ang pinag-uusapan. That's why this is just qualitative. Okay? Next one, determining the number of students in each class. Quantitative kasi po number. Number 3, rating a movie as excellent, good, or poor. So this is more of a qualitative kasi yung quality ng movie ang pinag-usapan. Next one, recording the grades of students in a mathematics exam. So this is more of the numbers, kaya po quantitative. Number 5, describing the taste of different ice cream flavors. Pwedeng yung taste niya ay sweet, Sa our, no, lahat po yun ay qualitative. Counting the total pages in a book, this is quantitative. Categorizing books based on their genres, we have qualitative. Okay, ano po ba yung mga genres? Pwedeng novel, pwedeng romance, comedy, or any other genres like thriller. Pwede rin po yun, no? Number 8, recording the time it takes to complete a race. We have quantitative. Identifying the types of animals in a zoo. Okay? Yan po ay qualitative. And then lastly, noting the sizes of shoes in a store. This is quantitative. Okay? So I hope nasagot nyo po ng tama. Kung hindi nyo po nasagot ng tama, try to go back to our discussion po kanina. Okay? Now let's move on to the next part. Okay, now aside from the two main types of data which is quantitative and qualitative, meron din po tayong tinatawag na subtypes of data. Okay, so under qualitative data, meron po tayong dalawang subcategory or subtypes of data. We have the first one is the nominal data and the second one is the ordinal data. Ano po itong nominal data? So nominal data labels or names with no specific order. Ang ordinal naman po ay categories with an order but no exact difference. Malalaman po natin mamaya yung mga examples nito. The second one is the quantitative data. Ano po naman ang mga subcategories nito? Okay, there are also two. We have the discrete data and then we have the continuous data. Pag sinabi po nating discrete, ibig sabihin niyan ay whole numbers that you can count. While continuous are measured values with decimals, no? Whole number po yung isa, decimals din. Pwedeng decimals po yung continuous or fractions, pwede rin po. So let's go over the details. Una, let's have the nominal data. Okay, let's have more details on nominal data. Pag sinabi po nating nominal data, categorical data po ito with no specific order or ranking. It is used to label or classify without implying any hierarchy. Wala pong pagkakasunod-sunod ito. Just the labels. Okay, pwede pong ang examples natin, just the name of the colors. Halimbawa po ay red, blue, and green or any other colors. Wala naman pong pagkakasunod-sunod yan. Another one is the type of fruits like apple, orange, or banana, no? Wala pong classification, okay? It's just the name of the different fruits. And we also have favorite sports. Pwedeng ang data natin ay iba't ibang klase ng sports na favorite, no? So we have basketball, football, and soccer, okay? Okay, the second subtype of qualitative data is the ordinal data. Ano po ba ang ordinal data? It is a categorical data with a meaningful order or ranking, but the differences between categories are not measurable. Ibig sabihin, ito na po ay mayroong order. Kaya po siya tinawag na ordinal. Meron na po siyang pagkakasunod-sunod. Okay, tignan po natin yung mga examples. We have here customer satisfaction levels, no? Pag nagre-rate po tayo ng products sa mga shopping platform, meron din po ito. First, we can say it's satisfied. We can also click dissatisfied or pwede naman yung gitna which is neutral. As you can see, meron na pong pagkakasunod-sunod. Okay, yung pinaka-highest level ay yung satisfied at ang lowest level ay yung dissatisfied. Pero, ano po ang ibig sabihin nitong differences between categories are not measurable? Ibig sabihin, yung agwat po nito ay hindi na po kailangang i-measure. Basta satisfied, neutral, at saka dissatisfied. Hindi na po kailangang i-measure yung agwat ng bawat levels, no? The second example we have here is the class rankings. Okay, the first, second, and third. Pagdating po sa honor rolls, meron tayong first honor, second honor, at saka third honor. Lahat po yan ay naka-ranking na. Kahit ang grade po ni first honor ay 95, ang grade ni second honor ay 94, tapos, ang grade ng third honor ay 89. Masyado pong malayo sa second. Wala na pong effect yun dun sa pagkakasunod-sunod ng rankings. Yun po yung categories are not measurable. Alright, third example is the sizes of clothing. Meron po tayong small, medium, and large. So meron siyang pagkakasunod-sunod. Yan po, lahat ito ay tinatawag nating ordinal data. Alright, now let's move on to the second type of data, which is the quantitative data. Now, under this quantitative data, meron tayong subcategory which is discrete. Ano po ang ibig sabihin ng discrete? Let's read. This is a quantitative data that consists of countable, distinct values. It often involves whole numbers. So, whole numbers lang po. Katulad po dito sa first example, if we're going to get the number of students in a class, yung data po natin dyan ay whole number lamang. Pwedeng meron kayong 30 students in a class, 40, 50, or other whole numbers. Meron po bang magiging fractions na number of students? Wala naman po, no? Wala naman po sigurong 1/2 na classmate. So, hindi po pwede ang fractions. What else? Number of questions in an exam. Ayan po, yung mga questions sa exam, lahat po yan ay whole numbers. What else? Number of goal scored in a game. Okay? Yan po ang mga examples natin ng discrete quantitative data. Okay, last subcategory of quantitative data is the continuous data. Bakit po siya tinawag na continuous? Quantitative data that can take any value within a range. It often involves measurements. It includes fractions or decimals. Kung kanina po ay whole numbers, ito naman po ay fractions and decimals. Examples po natin ay height of students and the weight of students as well, no? Pwedeng 160.5 cm ang height. Pwedeng 55.2 kilograms ang weight. Meron na pong mga decimal values. So, hindi na po siya necessarily na whole number. What else? Temperatures. We have 36.7, no? Yan po ay mga decimals or fractions, part of a whole. Hindi po whole numbers. Okay, I hope naintindihan nyo po yung subcategories ng ating data. Okay, we have here nominal, ordinal, discrete, and continuous. So in this activity, you can write the letters N if it is nominal, O if it is ordinal, D if it is discrete, and then C kapag continuous. I can give you time to answer this para mas ma-practice mo pa on your own. Then you can come back to check your answers. Okay, I hope you are now ready. Let's now see the answers. The first one is the blood type of students in the class. Pwedeng blood type A, blood type B, AB, or O. We can have this as nominal. Okay, wala namang pong order dyan. At ito po ay categorical data or qualitative data. Number 2, the finishing positions of athletes in a race. First, second, and third. Of course, this is ordinal. Meron na pong ranking. Next, number 3, the number of books borrowed from the library last month. Okay, this is just whole number, so we will use discrete quantitative data. Number 4, the height of students measured in centimeters. So, una pong iisipin is this qualitative, is this quantitative? Kung quantitative siya, anong klase? So, we will have continuous. Kasi po, yung height, pwede naman pong merong point something or decimal value. Number 5, the brands of smartphones used by students. We can have this as nominal. Okay, wala pong pagkakasunod-sunod yan. It's just names of the brands. Number 6, the ratings of a movie. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. So this is ordinal. The number of female students in the classroom. We have discrete. Next, the distance in kilometers of students travel from home to school. So we can have this as continuous kasi pwedeng maging decimal number. Number 9, the type of weather observed during a week. This is just nominal, whether it is sunny, rainy, windy, or any type of weather. Number 10, the time it takes for students to complete a math test. Okay, this is continuous kasi pwedeng hindi siya whole number, no? Pwedeng part of a whole. Okay, so that ends our lesson for today about the different types of data. Okay, sa susunod po na ating lesson, we will also explain the methods of data collection naman. So again, these are all parts of the lesson on statistics. I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you for listening. Sana po ay meron kayong natutunan. Kung hindi pa po kayo nakakapag-subscribe, i-click nyo lang po ang ating subscribe button and the notification bell, as well as follow our Facebook page para po masuportahan natin ang ating program. Thank you very much and God bless. Kung meron kang natutunan sa video na ito, please click the subscribe button to support this channel para mas matulungan ulit kita sa mga susunod mo pang math lessons. Lagi mong tatandaan, ang math ay para sa lahat. At ako si Teacher Van, nagsasabing dito sa Math Isip, lamang ang nag-iisip. God bless and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.